Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is among the most avidly anticipated Marvel projects in recent memory, set to eclipse No Way Home in terms of multiversal scale and significance for the future of the multiversal saga itself. It's needless to say that expectations are high for Marvel's next solo film. Despite the myriad of fan theories and expected cameos, we have yet to see a full look at who is set to be the principal antagonist of Multiverse of Madness. This role has been loosely defined and largely ambiguous. There have been rumors and reports that Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, will take up an antagonistic role against Doctor Strange, and we've not only seen Gargantos, as well as Strange Supreme in action, but we've also heard rumors that the iconic Doctor Strange villain known as Nightmare could be making an appearance as an antagonist.
The nightmare begins.
Despite all of this, however, we are still yet to see Strange in any sort of combat with any of these figures. So this leads us to the big question. Who are the true villains of Multiverse of Madness? Recently, one popular fan theory has surfaced that claims that the true antagonist of the film will actually not be any of these figures. So stick with us today, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, and let's explore the popular theory that the Illuminati will actually be the premier antagonist of Multiverse of Madness, and explain why this may actually make sense, as well as try to break down and explore the motivations of the villainous Illuminati. Let's start with the trailer and members that we know of the Illuminati. We know that Baron Mordo, or a variant of him, is going to attempt to punish Doctor Strange for what he calls the desecration of reality, and he brings Strange before the Council of Multiversal Guardians, known as, again, the Illuminati. As of now, the only seemingly confirmed members have been Mordo himself, as well as Patrick Stewart as Professor X, who did confirm recently that he is returning as Charles Xavier.
And all they saw was the back of my shoulder and I think my earlobe, nothing else.
Though there are some ambiguity surrounding whether or not he will be from the Fox franchise or the animated 1997 TV series as was previously rumored. Among other rumored inclusions are Captain Carter, Martynas Rambeau, and a variant of Tony Stark, who is most likely set to be played by Tom Cruise and may resemble the superior Iron Man from the comics, but this is yet to be outright confirmed, however it is likely. But again, what are their motivations? While punishing Doctor Strange seems to be a reasonable course of action given the events of No Way Home, and the supposed damage that he is set to cause to the multiverse in May, is it possible that the Illuminati will actually set their sights on the mainline MCU as a whole and not just Doctor Strange? Before we delve into this, it is important to note that we are working under a few widely accepted assumptions that are commonly agreed upon. Given what we know about the Illuminati, it seems as if this council will be made up of individuals from multiple realities all coming together, and no two members of the Illuminati will originate from the same universe. This is evidenced by the inclusion of multiple members including both Captain Carter and Martynas Rambeau, as well as Charles Xavier himself. While many of these individuals, including Mordo, could theoretically come from the mainline MCU, we know that there is no feasible way for Captain Carter to be from the mainline Marvel Cinematic Universe. Given how Charles Xavier and Balder the Brave have both been absent up until this point, it stands to reason that they too come from their own respective reality. Martynas Rambeau, however, is a unique case, as we know her character from the mainline MCU rather well. But given that she is just coming to terms with her new powers in WandaVision and is only now developing into a fully fledged superhero, she too likely is not from the mainline MCU reality. If the Illuminati are tasked with protecting the wider multiverse, then why would they seek to destroy the entirety of the MCU and not just punish Doctor Strange for his crimes against reality? The simple answer is that it's not just Doctor Strange who is causing problems for the multiverse as a whole. While Peter Parker wasn't the one to cast the spell that ruptured the multiverse, he did change the course of history for the villains that he sent back to their home realities at the end of No Way Home, meaning that he likely created multiple Nexus events that spawned new timelines and further complicated the situation of the multiverse. Loki and Sylvie at the end of Loki killed He Who Remains, opening up the multiverse to the endless array of possibilities that we are set to see unfold in the near future, and the TVA is in shambles as they scramble to pick up the pieces. We also know that this has resulted in the direct resurgence of the various kings of the multiverse, one of whom who is in direct control of at least one iteration of the TVA, as we know from the season finale of Loki. Given what we are told in Loki, we know that Kang serves as the single greatest threat to the multiverse itself.
But someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war.
As his variants are directly responsible for waging war on every timeline that they find themselves in. It is also reasonable to theorize that Wanda Maximoff has the power to damage the fabric fabric of reality, as the fabled Scarlet Witch in the original source material is known as a Nexus being. It would not be unreasonable to speculate that she might cause further harm to the fabric of the multiverse either in Doctor Strange 2 or in the very near future, as Wanda searches neighboring timelines for her lost children, breaking more multiversal laws. This might even explain her combat encounter with the mysterious glowing figure, who some have speculated is Tom Cruise's iteration of Iron Man, while others believe this to be a multiversal variant of Photon, both of whom are rumored to be a part of the Illuminati's roster of members in Doctor Strange 2. This is before taking into account any unforeseen ramifications of the time heist in Endgame or Captain America's retirement with Peggy Carter that may be revealed in the coming months or years, the extent of which is completely unknown at this point in time. To put things simply, the cast of the mainline MCU has wreaked havoc across the multiverse as we know it. From Spider-Man to Doctor Strange to Wanda Maximoff to Loki and even Captain America himself causing damage to the multiverse. The mainline MCU is a problem, with all of these incredibly problematic characters arising from just a single timeline and a single reality. Is it possible that the Illuminati might decide that the mainline MCU can no longer be allowed to continue as it currently stands? If this is the case, then the Illuminati might decide that the best allocation of time and resources is simply to eradicate the mainline MCU and turn their focus towards protecting their own timelines and the timelines around them, especially seeing as they now need the resources to combat the ever-growing threat of the multiple Kangs arriving on the near horizon. This would raise the stakes beyond simply seeing Doctor Strange be punished or even killed, and would widen their view of the larger Marvel multiverse, all while building a believable motivation for the group and a reasonable explanation as to why they believe that the MCU cannot be allowed to continue going forward. But anyway, my friends, what do you think of this theory? Do you think that the Illuminati might be the real villains of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? And if so, do you think the motivations make sense? Do you think that they will be set out to destroy the mainline universe, or is there something else or even something greater at play here? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching the channel. Hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and I hope you have a great day.